Happy Movember, everybody. This is Andy Leakey with Andy Leakey and Associates, a part of FC Tucker. And you guys that have been following me for a while, you can probably tell since the last time you've seen me, I've hit puberty, right? So I had somebody tell me, I think it was at church this past week, that they said, wow, no, it was at a networking meeting last week. They said, wow, you, instead of looking like 16, you look like you're 22 now. So obviously that's not true, being 46 years old, but I'll take that as a compliment. So, but hey, we're just about a week or so away from Thanksgiving, and it's the middle of the month. So I wanted to come to you again with another Central Indiana real estate market update. And, you know, since I'm looking and feeling a little bit more mature right now, I'm going to be a little bit more probably mature in my approach right now. And I might kind of hit you, probably geek out a little bit the first part of the presentation here with just some data, just to give you a broader perspective. And then really kind of talk about what I'm seeing going on in the marketplace right now. Interest rates are dropping right now. And from what we're seeing from some long-term forecasts, it looks like we're going to kind of see them slowly continue to drop as we enter into the dawn as we say goodbye to 2023, start 2024, and just go through the year. So what is that going to mean for the Central Indiana real estate market? Well, first, let's kind of see where we're at and where we've been, and use that new information as well with rates, maybe the tide turning slightly, to maybe extrapolate what will be in the future. So those of you that have listened to me for a while know that I a lot of times like to reference the current month that we're in, the same time a year ago, and then the same period 4 years ago. Kind of, pre-COVID and all that other stuff when it was a more quote unquote normal market. So anyway, in Central Indiana right now, and these stats are for October, even though we're in the middle of November. Obviously, we don't have the middle of November stats, but for October in Central Indiana, we had a little less than 1% fewer amount of homes for sale than we did a year ago. However, home sales were down 12.2%. And even though that happened, the average home in Central Indiana went up by about $18,000 in the last year. So in Hamilton County, we have about 9.1% fewer listings than we did a year ago at the same time, and home sales are down 19%. So down a lot more. But home prices have risen 6.2%. So the average homeowner in Hamilton County has gained about $29,000 of equity in the last year. In Marion County, you've actually seen your inventory rise 8.5% as home sales have gone down 9.8%. So, and the appreciation rate in Marion County has been a little bit more flatlined at 2.1%. So I know that those are a lot of numbers right there, but I also want to give you a broader context for 4 years ago. 4 years ago, now compared to 4 years ago, we in Central Indiana, we have 71.5% of the inventory that we had 4 years ago. So 4 years ago, when there were 10 homes for sale, now there's 7. Right, a little bit more than 7, but definitely fewer homes for sale. We also have about 23% fewer homes that have sold than the same period 4 years ago. However, if you bought a home 4 years ago in Central Indiana, the average price increase, your average value of your home has gone up $111,000. In Hamilton County, where we've seen the most exaggerated figures throughout Central Indiana, and this is true on the 4-year spectrum, right now we only have 47.2% of inventory on the market now compared to 4 years ago, back in October of 2019. So that means that for every 10 homes that were for sale in Hamilton County 4 years ago, there's not quite 5. All right, so what has that done to prices? Well, first of all, it has pushed home sales down 27.5%. So fewer people are buying homes because there's a lot less inventory, which makes sense. But if you bought 4 years ago, you've seen your value go up over 50%, and that's almost $170,000 of value, the average homeowner in the last 4 years in Hamilton County. Marion County, again, 47.8% appreciation in the last 4 years, so that's $87,000. About eight homes for every 10 that were for sale 4 years ago, and we have about 22% fewer homes for sale. So I really just geeked out on the numbers, but what does that really mean? It's the same story, different verse, right? And really what I mean by that is macro level, we still have a lack of inventory and we do have fewer sales. But because we have a lack of inventory, that's still keeping prices surprisingly strong. And I think with this news with interest rates, I think the astute buyer right now, we're sitting here again in the middle of November. I think the astute buyer, if you're thinking about making a move right now and you have some flexibility, man, the next 45 to 60 days could be a really great window for you to make a move if you have some flexibility there. Again, that's kind of on a case-by-case basis, but we see the market get a little bit softer this time of year. And if you're a buyer that can take advantage of that as rates are going down a little bit, I think you really do stand to cash in because I think once we get into solidly into Q1, mid-January, early February, we're going to see the inventory rise a little bit, which we need. And we're going to see those buyers, if rates just even stabilize a little bit lower or continue to go down, we're going to see those buyers come to the party and they're going to be hungry. And we're going to see prices rise a little bit. So I think if you're a buyer right now, I think if you're contemplating making a move, maybe talking with an advisor and evaluating what your options are and what your choices are, and if you have some flexibility, that may be a good decision. First-time home buyers, this may be a great opportunity for you to get more bang for your buck. So that's something that or if you're somebody that you have a home to sell and you don't have to sell it to move, that maybe you buy in this next little 30 to 60 day window, and then you put your home on the market, mid-January, early February. I think that might be a way to really maximize the opportunity here. So that's really how I'm advising my clients right now to approach this. I think just with what we're seeing, both from a broader context and also from a micro level with inflation, at least from the number standpoint, seem to be cooling off a little bit. We'll see if that's sustainable. And if that is the case, we might see rates go down. Now, obviously, we don't know for sure what's going to happen. I don't know for sure what's going to happen. I do think if rates go up, I still think with the lack of inventory, we'll still struggle with that. And so we'll probably have prices still remain fairly strong, just with fewer people buying. So this is just, again, kind of just some food to think about. I hope this information has been valuable for you. But, this time of year, I love this time of year, with Holly and with all my children running around. It's an awesome time to give thanks and to just enjoy the blessings, enjoy the blessings from the year. But I've also, in 19 years of doing this, in 21 years of investing, I've noticed that the people that kind of make moves when it's not the most convenient or when the market's kind of asleep, they can really get more bang for their buck. So who do you know that maybe could benefit from this message? I would encourage you to share this with them, or if you have thoughts on this, that you comment down below or above, wherever we're at, if we're on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, I don't know where this video will be posted at, but and I'd love to get your feedback on this. So, but again, I really think it's an interesting opportunity right now in the marketplace. If you know somebody that can take advantage of it, I think they should consider that. And if they want somebody to talk to about it, here at Andy Leakey Association with FC Tucker, we would love to serve them. And as always, if you know somebody that even just has a real estate question, I had somebody reach out to me today about a plumber and was able to send them some referrals. Consider us your one-stop shop. We would love to be a resource for you today, tomorrow, 5, 10, 15, 20 years in the future. So Andy Leakey, FC Tucker, and we're never too busy for your referrals. Thanks so much.